welcome everybody to this week's Huddle. It's episode 7, and every week we come to you as usual with Daniel and Jose, and the whole goal here is to move your flooring business or career forward. So we like to call it forward progress. Today's a pretty lighthearted show or huddle. We're really wanting to just kind of talk about experiences at trade shows and what attracts installers. I know you guys go to these to a lot of different trade shows. Just wanted to chat super quick. It's day after a holiday, so it's kind of a short week. We're going to keep this huddle short as well, but I think it'd be beneficial. The more installers, I've found a ton of value going to the different shows, and thought we'd maybe just chat about that a little bit. Anybody feel like jumping in? And as a note, we're right on the cusp of CFI convention, so that's coming around the corner here at the 1st of next month, a little less than a month away. So it's probably good timing to talk about, what are the goods out there that can attract installers to get to some of these shows. A lot of companies go, but what about us?
Right. I think when we started going, it was really for the installation competition, which they're also doing the preliminary installation competition. I think they have like 3 or 4 different kind of regional deals that they're trying to do and to get people to go to surfaces this year and compete in Installer of the Year. But before that, I mean, we never really did anything. And then I signed up, I got in, and, once you actually walk into one of these places and see how huge it is and how many people are there and the people that are there, it's like, man, I never thought I'd be talking to this guy and I'm over here shaking his hand and talking to him. And it's just amazing. Then,
Yeah.
Once you get your first one under the belt and then you start going to more and more, you realize how many different like education events and stuff like that they have. So it's not just going there to network and hang out, but I mean, there's actual classes and seminars that you can attend, and you can pick and choose which ones you go to, but it's like so much information jam-packed into the couple of days that you're there.
So what's the, like you mentioned the installation competition, the preliminaries are at CFI generally, and then the main events at TICE. And
yeah, so
tell me a bit more about that, because you guys got some skin in the game there.
Yeah, I mean, the competition was amazing. They just brought it back after, what was it, like almost 20 years that they didn't have it. And when I signed up, right, because I'm not like a lot of the other flooring guys. It's like, yeah, I'm good, but I know there are people better than me out there. So I was super nervous to sign up. But then it was actually like my brother, my sister, Jeremy, guy Chuck that used to work with us, they all like hyped me up. They're like, man, you are good. You got to do it. So I signed up and got in, and just being in there, it's pretty nerve wracking because you got all these eyes on you, but it's a great time. It's almost, a lot of these people always talk about how good they are, but none of them ever like show up to show us how good they are.
Yeah.
It's the whole journey, just as far as getting involved, that was amazing too. And I'm sorry if I'm cutting in a little bit, but like Daniel said, when he entered, we didn't know what to expect. That was my first time ever going to ties, and obviously I went because to support my brother, but it definitely opened up both of our perspectives as far as understanding that there is a lot more people out there with similar goals, similar interests, and it puts you in front of people in your industry. And like Daniel said, knowing that we're pretty good, he's pretty good at installing. You know, we all have our little niche, but doing the installer of the year and having him compete and kind of gaining that much more knowledge, because that place fuels you, right? Like you feed off of the vibes that you get while you're in there, and it does help boost you.
This is so the installer competition obviously was the kind of catalyst to get you guys going. I think it's great that they brought it back. Is there, what about some of the other shows like coverings? I would also say it's a heck of a good time when you go. Daniel had mentioned about, all the education, which is, obviously it is there, different. Oh, how do I say it? It's not all just so installer focused or anything, but you can learn some new stuff about the industry as a whole. The economics of the industry, they usually have like a state of the industry type deal there at Tice, I know. But point being is it's also pretty fun. You end up meeting people that you see on social media, or you might meet the president of Shaw or EF Contract or Mohawk. I mean, literally those guys are just kind of hanging out there. So it's kind of neat to go meet, one of the CEOs of a multi-billion-dollar corporation right there hanging at the same place that we are.
You have the opportunity to break bread with some of these people too. And, it's, everybody is so down to earth and so welcoming that it's hard to view it like the outsider looking in, right? Like you said, you go meet these people that, hey, this guy's on the email I've been getting for the past 3 years, and he's like sitting right next to me, and we're talking about life in general. We're not talking about work, right? I mean, obviously work is related in there, it all ties in, but to be able to sit there and get to learn who everyone is, know who everyone is more on a personal level, it, like I said, it just feeds to that fire inside of you. It's that fuel that you're looking for, that everyone started at some point, worked their way up. And, it's not just ties. Like I've been to a few other events, and every single one is the same thing. You go there with an open mind, knowing that you're going to learn something. It's not whether or not, yes, I wonder if I'm going to learn anything. I wonder if I'm going to take something away. It's 100% fact that you're going to learn something. You're going to take something away. It doesn't matter how small or how big. Yeah,
I mean, I guess I want to spread the word and try to get more guys there. Even I did kind of I wouldn't call it a survey or anything, really, just a overview of the amount of installers going appears to be somewhere in the 200 range. And it appears I see the same guys at the same shows. So my thought here is like, and most of the guys that go to the shows are some of the guys that you see and recognize as some of the better installers out there. So how do you get more guys to go? I guess if the Tice people and coverings, TSP, CFI convention, if they were watching this, what got you there is the competition. Is there other things that these I go for networking, I go to learn about new products. I also enjoy just getting around the rest of the people in the industry. The way you were talking about, Jose, and what I was speaking to about, you're getting to meet the CEO of, say, Mohawk or what have you. We're kind of like the biggest small industry there is, it seems to me. Like everybody kind of congregates at these conventions, and there's a lot to be had and a lot to learn from the installer standpoint, but it's also a hell of a lot of fun. So
It
if you
is.
get,
It
if you
is.
get out there, you start networking, you go have drinks with guys. I went to a great after party that Tile Nation put on. That was a great event afterwards. It was fun to hang out with everybody. So it's a fun thing. Yeah, I see.
He'll probably be back in a minute. But we got like Dwayne Pruitt just a few minutes ago said that the new tools from the vendors is one of his favorites. And then that is huge, right? Because you go to like Ties and they got Tool Alley and you go there and you see,
I bought a
especially
welder
on the
from there.
tile side and the countertops and stuff. And it's like these huge machines. It's like, man, some of these tools are crazy. And then you get
And
into
they're doing
the,
this, they're doing, displays or showing how the tools work. It's really cool. Jim Aaron just chimed in and said, big industry, small community. I think that sums it up pretty well. Very big industry, small community that it's got that small community feel. So if you guys,
Sorry,
if,
guys, lost you for a second.
yeah, we seen you go. But if the install competition got people there, what other ways, that competition obviously brought some installers in, just speaking from experience, like I said, I like networking, getting to know the heads of our industry. Most people are very open with their contact information as well. And so emailing them later when I have a question. I got this really talented guy at MopPay that I got his email, and I know most of the people at MopPay, and this guy just has a certain specific knowledge that I'm able to email him and ask him specific questions, and he's not even necessarily my rep. So you get some of that stuff too. But yeah, going to the shows, it for me is a little bit away from work, but it's still enough work that I feel like I'm being productive and I can have a good time. So
right. And then once you start looking at it from like, how do we get guys to go there, right? That's what we're talking about. And it's like, you have to look at it like these are more, or have been in the past, more like dealer focused. So you get the guy going out there and ladies going out there looking for the new materials and what's trending and all that. And then to get more installers out there actually gives us a bigger spot in the industry for them to be like, okay, well, it's not just us that's going to these shows. We've got tons of installers here now. And it's kind of like, maybe we do have to start communicating better as an industry and not just we're stores and we're installers. It's everyone is here together. Let's start talking about that. I think that's one of the biggest things on why more people need to start going to these things.
yeah, I think the more installers that go, the more they're going to do some stuff to cater. They have always been pretty dealer focused, but with the amount of independent installers that are not working for a company, there has to be something that draws them there. So I think the competition is high level, and I also
That's the one
think,
thing too is, sorry.
go ahead, Jose.
The one thing is, like you said, the competition is what initially brought us to our first, let's quote unquote, convention. That was the driving force behind it. But the people that we met and the connections that were made is what keeps our interest. And what brings more interest is knowing that they're going to have technical reps, that they're going to have marketing reps, that they're going to have other reps from other manufacturers, other aspects of the industry that really keep our interest in returning to any one of these. And not only that is, if you find something that draws your attention, then go there with a goal. Like, find someone that you want to connect with, find something that you need to connect with, and try to connect those dots, right? Like, sign up for it and go. When you get there, ask the question. Maybe, I'm going to revert back to the meeting that we had there in Kansas when we said, hey, this is where we're falling short as a business. This is where we need help. But if it wasn't for us continuing to go and, for one, further our education, two, increase our social capital, and 3, just try to be as much of a flooring nerd as possible in our industry. We never would have connected because me and you bumped into each other multiple times over the course of 2 years. And
Yeah, we met at the show at multiple different times, but we met at shows. So that shows you the value. I mean, I've grown.
It's just,
Go ahead.
it's just ongoing. Like,
Yeah.
there's somebody there for any questions you might have. There is somebody there that can help you out. And that's not a place to be shy or embarrassed or anything like that. Like, seriously, everyone there wants to see you succeed as a salesperson, as an installer, as a new company, as an aspiring company. They want to see your growth. Everybody there pushes for that. And it's just a matter of asking the question. And if someone doesn't know the answer, they will lead you to the person who does.
Well, and I think that some of the events, I'll bring up Tile Nation again, because they did a really cool booth at Tice this last event, and that was fun. It was cool to go hang out with those guys, cool to watch their approach. They made it fun, let you participate. I think if more of that stuff happens, they seem to draw a pretty good crowd too. So that was cool. So shout out to them, and hopefully the industry can continue to do some things that'll kind of attract installers to the shows. I just think there's such a benefit. I know that we talk about training and everything, but there's some cool trainings that are there as well. But there's more than just, there's more to this industry than just installation training and all that. There's also a good camaraderie amongst installers when you gather together. And I think you find less guys that are this, 6-month or 1-year guys that think they're the best already. You have true professionals showing up there. So I've always enjoyed hanging out and getting to know other installers. We've gotten jobs covered there. We've formed other relationships there. And so I think it's something that if you have not been to a convention, CFI convention is August 2nd, I believe. Is that correct? Anyone?
Yeah, second through the 4th.
Yeah. So go to that. That's coming up in less than a month. Sign up, go to that. It's pretty fun. It's really installer focused and get to know some other people out there. I know we'll be there. Go Carerra will be exhibiting there. Come by our booth. I know that Preferred Flooring will be there. You can get to know some of the other industries, people like what was it? Obviously CFI, but the Ceramic Tile Education Foundation. I'm not sure if they'll be there, but Jim Aaron and the Floor Covering Education Foundation will be there. So you can get to know some people, and there's also great speakers that got brought up. Great speakers and yeah. So
he might have been referring to himself. Just throwing that out there.
And Danny wants everyone to know that Wolf is going to be there.
Wolf will be there as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Danny,
that's another aspect too.
My brother.
Tool.
Yeah, your twin.
My twin brother. So yeah, everybody. This is a pretty short podcast, Huddle, but really, it's about trying to encourage people to go to CFI. It's right around the corner, and then go to some other shows as well, depending on which discipline you're in. Like there's more specific shows. Like TSP is really tile focused, but we may put a link on our website, in fact, for each one of the shows that you can go to, and we'll put that. So if you have any questions, go to gocarerra.com. We'll have that up here in the next, 48 hours or something. It shouldn't take too long to put something like that up, and we'll give you the links to the shows where you can go sign up and show up. give it a chance. If you haven't been, you're going to have a heck of a good time and you're going to learn a lot.
Yeah, what's
Right,
the worst that
especially,
can happen? You're gonna learn something.
Yeah.
when you look at it, like CFI convention that's coming up is pretty small compared to some of these other ones where when you walk into ties and it's like, as far as the eye can see that you have to walk through, and CFI convention is smaller. You get to actually network more one-on-one with a lot of people because it's so close together, and it's just awesome. We went for the first time just last year, and it's one of those things that you don't know how beneficial it actually is until you go, and then you realize, man, just like you said, just the networking aspect. You can ask any question you want.
Well, and generally
You gotta go.
they're really, everyone's really helpful. So go enjoy the show. That's my ploy to everybody. Like, let's get as many people to CFI as possible, CFI convention, and then follow up with, another show. There's probably 5 or 6 good shows a year, good conventions you can go to a year. So,
Right. And the other thing is, don't think that you have to go to every single one of them because you will be gone for a long time.
Yeah. And that's another thing too, is like Daniel said, this actual CFI convention, or anyone, because this is on a smaller scale compared to ties or any of the other larger ones, you can actually ask people a more direct question on what conventions you think would be more beneficial for me and my company. And they'll tell you, hey, I went to this one and, this one was over my head, or I went here and I got a lot of information that I could use. And ask them about all the group affiliations as well. Which ones could help you grow? Which ones could benefit you as far as a learning capacity? There's just a lot out there.
Yeah, there is a lot of opportunity to get involved. Once you're at the show, you'll find different opportunities if you want to be on the advisory board for something or do something.
We got a celebrity in here.
Hey, Crystal.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
She wants to plug
Crashing.
her thing that's going on at CFI is why she's over here right now.
Awesome. Plug away.
Sure.
Jen Zern and I are doing a roundtable discussion with women in floor
Jen.
covering on Wednesday, August 3rd. Come see us. Come talk with us
At what time?
at 9 a.m.
Sweet.
Hey, is there a hands-on that's going on there
Everyone
too?
can. What's that?
Crystal, is there a hands-on that you said that you're going to be participating in? Is there any more information on that?
That's on Tuesday. Elliptical stars.
You're gonna be
Yeah.
in that
So
one?
if you're a woman in
You're gonna be
the
in one
industry, installation, go meet Crystal and get to know her journey. It's been pretty cool to get to know that. And obviously she's done some pretty cool stuff. I got to personally watch her install at Tice, and it was awesome. So go check her out. And will you be speaking, Crystal, or is it
Jen Zern and I are leading the roundtable discussion.
sweet? Yeah, so go listen and participate in that as well.
Yep, and
And that's about that. Is that about women in the floor covering industry?
Just general conversation.
General conversation, but one of the biggest things, especially the takeaway from last year's ties, is that the industry is growing and there's more and more women in here, and they need to start feeling comfortable in the industry as well. So this is actually a great time for them to come and network, hang out with Crystal, hang out with everyone.
Yeah, get to the show, guys. It's going to be fun.
I actually had a dream that someone, there was another female that signed up for Installer of the Year competition.
good.
We'll hope that comes true.
Yeah, hopefully that'll be reality.
Yeah. All right, guys. Anything else? Crystal, you want to say anything else?
We're talking about trade shows. So what did you think about trade shows, like before you actually went to your first one? And then how do you feel about them now since, you know, we're going on a pretty regular basis now?
I didn't even know they were a thing until they went to Ties the first year. And I was like, they have nerd conventions for flooring? But once I went last year to CFI convention, that was my first convention that I attended, and it's game changer. It really is, to be around all of the like-minded people and just getting to know people on a personal level instead of just on Facebook or, you know, over Zoom and stuff. It really is a game changer, and you can't afford not to attend these things.
That's a good point. Well, that's pretty encouraging to hear. So if anybody's watching and wondering if there's any value, what you just heard was after the first one, it's a game changer. So like, if that doesn't speak volumes to what you can learn, both beneficial to your business, plus like on the personal level, getting to know other people that's in the industry and having some fun. You're working, but you're still having a good time. That's what's
Right.
pretty cool to me.
I've actually been told that like online and just, you know, meeting without talking to me, like on a personal level, I seem pretty arrogant and I'm an a-hole or something. But this person has since, man, whatever. You know, they told me that, you know, you get to know someone and it's like, man, you're not even like that at all. It's
well, you might
that
find
whole
out
personal level thing.
Yeah, you get to actually know somebody.
You get to joke around, man. Personality comes out. It's totally different when it's all about work versus in person, right? Because yeah, when it's about work, anybody can come off a little monotone, a little repetitive. But as soon as you let your hair down, you know, there's no rules when it comes to that. You can be you. You don't have to be the person that you think everyone wants you to be. You can be yourself, and that opens that, you know, makes you vulnerable, right? It brings to everyone's attention that, yeah, this is a real person. And that's me looking at other people and maybe how people view me. I don't know. I mean, I don't do as much as Daniel or Crystal have done in front of the spotlight, but most of what I do is just talking person to person, like we have in the past. And it's hard not to be yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you certainly get to let your hair down if you had any. And have a good time. Crystal knows about letting the hair down. I'm not so blessed, but got to keep it short. So yeah, go to convention, give it a shot, guys. I'd love to see you there. And Daniel, Jose, Crystal, thanks for joining today. And we look forward to seeing you in August. And
we'll all be there. If you guys want to come hang out, come buy us a drink. Yeah, we will all only probably drink one drink a piece, so we're lightweights.
Hey, that's
it'll be one of my 5 this year.
So come enjoy. I hope to see some new faces, and at the very least, I'll get to see some old friends. So that's what I look forward to every year. So hope everybody makes it. We don't have a lot of questions or anything that came through today, so. Do we got any questions? We do.
Well, anyway, hey, just to fill dead space, I have a baseball game today with this guy right here. Can you tell he's ready for ball? That's why I had to leave early and be on the phone. So.
Yeah, he looks ready.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a question of. Why would I pay money to attend a trade show that doesn't have a direct effect on my abilities?
Ooh.
I think that's almost like the same thing as when people say that certifications don't have an effect on them because they already know what they're doing. Why would they pay for someone to tell them what they already know? And you got to have a different mindset than that. You have to have the mindset of, you know, is it going to directly affect you? It all depends on what you do with the information that you gather from these shows.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it, because you are going to take something away. You 100% are going to take something away. And if you go there and you just meet one person and that one person helps you with the project, or you go help them with the project, or you network and you go work out of your comfort zone, out of your radius, and you go learn something from somebody, that's still a takeaway.
But you never
Um,
know what you're going to learn is the key. I mean, it's
Yeah.
pretty presumptive. No offense to the person asking. It's just presumptive that you're not going to learn, that it's not going to advance you in some manner. Also, if you go with the mind of, if you're that good, you have something to give. So go and give.
Yeah.
Go participate and help other people. Then that's a bit lacking sometimes in our industry. If it doesn't benefit you, then maybe you can benefit someone else. So be a little unselfish about it, and go, and you will have a good time. I'll promise you that, if you participate. And then, if you know so much that you may not learn, which I would challenge that for just about anybody, but if you are that guy or that lady, go and give your knowledge.
Well, there is Go Carerra is going to be there, so you can go
Yeah.
learn all about what Go Carerra is all about, and kind of, you guys going to have like some screens kind of showing what's going on, or?
Yeah, we're going to take, we'll have some screens. We'll show you the platform, show you how it works, show you how it can benefit you as an independent installer, how it can benefit companies, and kind of the win-win between, companies, installers, as well as the industry that has, supported us. And we're really excited to be at convention this year. So thank you for that, Daniel. Come see us at convention. At the very least, you can learn a bit more about Go Carerra and see it live happening in front of you.
Yeah, we're going to be hanging out at your booth for a little bit too. So word
Yeah.
on the street is that we're going to help you when needed.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a word. All right, guys. Hey, thanks for joining, everybody. We're going to close it out with that. And we'll see you next week, and see everybody at convention.
All right,
Have a good
sounds
one.
good.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Thanks for
See ya.
joining, Crystal.
Thanks for letting me crash the party.
Anytime.